Greetings everyone and welcome back to another STOCAST. Today I want to talk about 2022 and my plans for this year. Yes, last year was a heck of a year and I already did my year in review video if you haven't checked that out already. We haven't really gotten any big news thus far this year unless something's dropped and I haven't seen it today. But there should be a lot going on this month already in January. We should see the anniversary event near the end of the month, and there'll also be the 12th anniversary bundle, no doubt. So that's going to be a lot of stuff for me to cover, and there will be coverage of all of that. I also have some more Legacy of the Lockbox videos I want to get out, but instead of going over each lockbox individually like I did in the first episode, I'm probably just going to go through categorically and do things like Legacy of Lockbox personal space traits or Legacy of the Lockbox starship traits or things like that, and just look at all the good ones that have come out over the years and which boxes they were from, maybe a little bit about their historical importance, and of course which ones are useful today and in 2022, so which ones would be worth picking up. I'll get to those when I can, but more importantly, I've been on a bit of a break. And part of that has been that I'm working on the new parser, the open source combat reader, or Oscar for short. A lot of people use STO Combat Meter, including myself, and the leaderboard associated with that is run by Casual SAB. You may also know him as Spencer. And although he has access to that server, we do not have access to the source code for the parser. And the issue with that is that the way that it communicates with the server is sort of hard-coded in there. We don't have any way to change that, and we also want to make some upgrades to the parser. So since the person who made it, who did a great service to the community, isn't really been playing the game for a long time and isn't really updating it anymore, we just decided to start over with a new one that will be open source, and that way, if at some point the people who originally made it, including myself, are not willing or able to update it anymore, then someone else can come along in the future and take the source code and make whatever changes to it that they want. And so basically looking to bring in the create a new future for parsing and leaderboards and that sort of thing. So that's going to be exciting, but that's all boring stuff that happens in the background, and it's not really much I can do a video about. So maybe I'll do a video showing it off a little bit when it's more completed. Right now it's still very much in the development stage, even though it's coming along quite nicely, and so that's going to be a lot of work with no video to show for it. So I'm going to focus on that a little bit more here at the beginning of the month, because I know there's going to be more content to show off near the end of the month. But I am going to try and get some more videos out this month. So the hiatus will probably be going on for a little bit longer, maybe another couple more weeks. We're also getting a cat, so it was a sort of a family Christmas present. So going to be busy as well. So don't expect too many videos from me in the next couple of weeks. But once things really get going with the anniversary event and the news comes out about the 12th anniversary bundle and all that, there's definitely going to be videos then. So thank you to everyone who subscribed last year. If you're one of my newer subscribers, finally hit 3K, although I think some jackass unsubscribed and brought it back down to 2,999. So I see you, Kevin. I'm watching you. Get back on the computer and hit that subscribe button, okay? I don't know if it was Kevin. It'd be hilarious if it was a guy named Kevin. But anyway, this video is short. I don't really have much to talk about right now. But in terms of plans for the whole year, it's hard to say. If last year was any basis, we're going to get a few promo ships. We're going to get a whole bunch of lockbox ships. We're going to get a handful of C-Store releases that'll probably come in bundles. Most of the C-Store stuff last year came in a bundle, like a Agile Classics bundle or the Legendary Scimitar bundle, or the new Genesis bundle. So it's pretty rare they just release a new ship on its own that isn't bundled with anything else. Although, to be fair, for most of those ships, you could buy them individually if you wanted to. And the new Terran content seems to be going over pretty well, so we're going to get some more TFOs and some more story missions and stuff to go along with that, and hopefully that will all be pretty good as well. I'm really hoping a lot of other content creators did a, what they wish for 2022 type video. I didn't really do that, so I guess I'll kind of go over that now. I'm not really looking to make that its own separate video. So what are my hopes for the year? I'm not going to say anything too crazy because, there's no point in wishing for things that definitely aren't going to happen. And I think the biggest thing that I would hope for that's actually feasible maybe is Well, I'd like some ground TFOs, not ground TFOs, some ground patrols. Patrols are my favorite bread and butter content in this game, and so we don't have really any ground patrols. There is the first contact day one, but that's only available limited time. I'd like not just one, but give us a bunch. Give us like 3 or 6. Just have a big content update. It's just a bunch of ground TFOs that are fun. I'd love to see, because to me, Operation Wolf is a blast. I love that TFO, and you can queue up for it solo. It's pretty hard if you do it solo though. So I just want to see something like that, but as a patrol version, because I think that would be pretty nice. And we've gotten lots of good ground stuff over the years. It's made ground combat a lot better than it was when I started playing. And what else I would like to see? I'm not going to say less gambling. They're not going to do that. They're not going to make any changes to the monetization of the game, no matter how badly we want that. So, maybe small things they could do. I'd prefer if they went back to 3 ships in a mud bundle, so people don't feel like they have to choose. Usually there's 1 ship you don't care about, so it's not that big a deal, but people do feel like they're being left out of that. So maybe that would be something they could do, is just only put 3 ships in there. Although when there's 4, you get more of a choice. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's a FOMO thing, but that's maybe a small thing they could do on the monetization front. Maybe bring back, there's going to be another event campaign this year, almost certainly. I don't know that. There hasn't been an announcement for it. But I think the prizes were pretty good last year, so I'd like to see the prizes be just as good, if not better, this year. I think maybe they could make the prizes a little bit better, though. Maybe instead of 2 Tier 6 ship coupons, they could up it to 3. The Lobby prize was pretty good this time. And things like that. And of course the promo ship thing, it didn't include that year, which I understand, so they're probably not going to adjust that. But yeah, another thing I'd like to see, it's a very small thing that almost no one else is going to care about. Over on Tribble, they have not updated the promo choice box in like 6 months or something, so most of the newer promo ships are not available on Tribble. They need to fix that. So that's something that only applies to me and like 5 other people who care about. What else would I like to see for 2022? I mean, obviously, it's like, oh, I want more content, right? More story missions, more TFOs, more patrols, just that kind of stuff, which they're going to do at their own pace regardless. They're not going to do less gambling. It's kind of hard, honestly. It's hard to say what you would wish for, because so much of it is just not practical. And I don't really see much point in wishing for things they aren't going to do, but maybe they could add some new specialization would be great. I would love to see a new primary specialization. That would be amazing. I'd love to see something new added to crafting. Like, why not? Instead of adding a new weapon to a reputation or whatever, a new reputation would be good too. New fleet holding, any of that kind of stuff that isn't directly content, like playable stuff, but like we have you can craft the plasma emission particle torpedo. Why not add some more stuff, right? Just like come out with a new deck set. Like we already have the Aegis set. Well, why don't we get a new set and add it to crafting so it's only craftable? Or why not add like some new weapons, torpedoes, cannons, or whatever that are only craftable, so that it can breathe some new life back into the crafting system? Or maybe add a new mod, a new weapon mod, or something that can only be achieved through crafting. We used to have that, like you could get pen and stuff. But add a new, a new really good mod, or a really interesting mod that you can only get from crafting, and maybe you only need 1 or 2 on your ship, but everyone would want it. So, maybe you could add a new mod that's only for Omnis, that's only for crafting, right? Or so, just something like that. Just something that would encourage people to do R&D again and to use the crafting system. So, rather than asking them to add new features, or asking them to change the monetization, I guess I would just want more support for existing systems, more support for doffing, more support for Admiralty, more support for crafting. Give us some ground patrols. Give us a new specialization. Give us a new fleet holding, all that kind of stuff. So that's really my wish list. It's a little bit boring, but basically I just want a little bit more variety and a little bit more support for existing stuff. So that's my wish list for 2022. Hopefully it'll be a good year for you and me as well. And thank you if you've been listening this far. And it's a rather lackluster video to start the year with, but it can only go up from here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.